laundry tub. This is the hopper for my apple grinder. Garbage disposal is the apple grinder. Had my friend build the frame for the press, and he loves to overbuild stuff. And when I hauled it home, my truck doesn't have a tailgate on it, just a little netting. This tank trap just about slid out of the back of the truck and into someone's car who was tailgating me. Why in the hell do people think they need to tailgate you when you got something in the back of your truck? Luckily, one of these legs got hung up on my bumper and it didn't come all the way out. Another way to tell an apple is ripe is black seeds. Of course, that doesn't always work if something's screwed up in the ear, but that's another way. There's a couple seeds from an unripe apple. That one fell off my Cortland, which shouldn't be ripe for a few more weeks. But one unripe apple won't spoil the whole bunch. So there it is. I used to use my hands to do this, but I had it mounted up higher so I couldn't put my fingers in it anymore. I decided to use this stick. Got the bag in the bucket. Pressing disc on, my jack in place. I'm ready to start. Get about a gallon, or I got about a gallon today before I started. Usually I get more. Yeah, it wasn't that fun. I pretty just much sit here and wait for it to dribble. Look at this, so hot out here I got boob sweat. I don't even have boobs. There's my cantaloupe. Thinking it should be ready tomorrow, but I've been thinking it should be ready any of these days now. But it is starting to slip. And it smells good. If it was in a store, I'd buy it. If you ever grow cantaloupe up a fence like this, you have to give them support, because cantaloupe slip when they're ripe. It means the stem cracks around here and just falls off. So if you're growing them up on a support without or on a fence without support, when they're ripe they fall off and break. And that just about spells the end for the Macintosh. There's probably a couple pies on there, but not much left. Now, Cortland holds better than Macintosh. These will hold on the tree until they're overripe. I have no idea why they're turning red so much better than the Macintosh did. Now, I would like to know why I get these huge ass pepper plants, and I see other people who should be in better growing areas for peppers with scrawny little things. Corn is pretty much all done. The late corn didn't pollinate right, so it was no good. These little cherry tomatoes are amazing. Matt's Wild Cherry. They are great, and I really don't even like tomatoes. Almost September, time to pick the horseradish. That should make a good video. Another possibly funny video will be in a couple weeks when I pick the Cortland. And I made my apple picking sack. I made it for a bushel. Only 40, 50 pounds. That doesn't sound like that much until you've got it strapped to your chest, trying to stand up a few dozen times. So if you see a Cortland or a horseradish video come up, one or the other, or both, should be pretty good. Probably definitely the horseradish one. Although I've learned how to avoid it, the smell, I'll try not to do as good of a job this time. The results of the shed fire. That was when I was extremely bad with panic. And it was amazing how something to really give me something to panic about took the panic away. Little 80-year-old lady broke my snow shovel beating on the side of the house trying to get our attention. Little and 80. So I jumped off the couch, came out, put out the fire, no problem panicking, got back inside, went back to panicking. This return's gonna suck. $2 gallons off just about a bushel. I should get 4 gallons. Hey Pooch, Kit, Kit. That's why I don't call him by name. He doesn't listen anyhow. I guess the good thing is that I probably have 2 1-gallon jugs. Kit, come here. Come here. Told you wouldn't want to come outside, it was too hot. Is there a rabbit? Go get the rabbit. You don't even remember what a rabbit is, do you? Where is it? Well, if these ones aren't dry like the Macintosh, this should be a ton of cider. If they size up. If they stay this small, they ain't going to be much. They should all get at least that big. I don't know what this disease is, but I don't like it. Well, that really sucked. About 2.5 gallons. That puts it about 16 pounds per gallon. I usually get 10 to 12 pounds per gallon. But judging from the amount of or thickness of apple pumice, it was probably a little bit shy on the weight, so they were probably full of a lot of air. Wet apple particle board. Too bad I don't have a goat. I would probably love that. The grapevine that I thought was going to make it to the top wire did. And when I tried to bend it over the other day, I ended up breaking it. So I'm trying to be nicer to this shoot because I think that's the last one I got that's probably going to come out this year. And I'm getting ready to tie this string over because as that vine's growing, I almost fell off the ladder and died. That would have sucked. As that vine's growing, it's pushing up this string and pulling these two wires in. This one's also made it to the top wire. Same variety as the other. I'm not going to make the same mistake and break this one up. And I use a pressed coffee maker. Filter out all the chunks from the bucket into the pot that I'll pasteurize it in. And then slowly bring it up to 160 degrees and hold it there for not very long. Let it cool off and bottle it, and it's done. So how do you like them apples? That should be my new send-off. How do you like them apples?